Every private company incorporated in England and Wales is required to maintain a number of statutory registers. These are also referred to as company books or company registers. Statutory registers contain information about a company's history and its constitution, its ownership and management, and any changes made to the same over time. The statutory registers must be kept up to date throughout the company's lifetime, and failure to maintain the registers is a criminal offence. The registers can be kept in hard copy or electronic form, and they must be kept at the registered office of the company unless an alternate inspection address has been registered with Companies House. Let's now consider in further detail the specific registers which comprise the statutory registers. One of the most important registers is the company's Register of Members. This register contains details of all past and present members of the company and relevant information about them, including their name, address, when they became a member, and when they ceased to be a member of the company. In addition, if the company is limited by shares, the register should also include details such as how many shares they hold and the class of share, how much they paid for the share, including any premium, and whether they have transferred or otherwise disposed of any shares. This register is important because it's prima facie evidence of a company's ownership. If a member transfers their interest to a third party, the new member does not become the holder of the legal title to the shares until their details are entered into the Register of Members. And until this takes place, they hold beneficial title only. There is no obligation to keep a separate register of transfers. However, most companies do, as it's a useful way of seeing how interests have been transferred over time, and it may assist when completing Companies House filings such as the annual confirmation statement. The next register is the Register of Directors. If the director is an individual, the register should include the director's name, as well as any previous names they have been known by, their service and residential addresses, their occupation, nationality, and date of birth. If the director is a corporate director, the register should include the company name, company number, its registered office, place of registration, legal form, and governing law. Should a director's details change during the course of their appointment, or if a director ceases to hold office or any new directors are appointed, the register should be updated accordingly. If a company has a company secretary, it should maintain a register of secretaries, which should contain the equivalent information as contained in the Register of Directors. Companies must also maintain a register of people with significant control. This is sometimes referred to as the PSC register. Broadly, a person with significant control is someone who holds directly or indirectly more than 25% of the shares or voting rights in the company, has the right to appoint or remove a majority of the board of directors, or otherwise has the right to exercise significant influence or control over the company. If a corporate entity is the PSC of a company, it is known as a relevant legal entity, or an RLE. In this register, the company needs to record whether the company has any PSCs, and if so, their details, including their name, residential and service addresses, the country they usually reside in, their nationality and date of birth, the date they became a registrable person, and the nature of their control over the company. For an RLE, the register should include its registered name, registered office or principal office, legal form and law which governs the company, its registration number, and the company register on which the RLE appears. It should also include the date it became an RLE and how it meets the conditions of being such. As with the Register of Directors, the PSC register should be updated should a PSC's details change during the course of them being a PSC, or if a person or RLE ceases to be one. The final register, which I'll touch on briefly, is the company's Register of Mortgages and Charges. This should contain entries for each charge, giving a short description of the property charged, the amount of the charge, and the names of the persons entitled to it, as well as a copy of every instrument creating or evidencing the charge. It is important that a company's statutory registers are kept up to date so that there's an accurate and up-to-date record of the company. Not only is it a criminal offence to fail to maintain statutory registers, but potential investors or purchasers of the company will want to review the statutory registers as part of any legal due diligence exercise they carry out. If you have any queries about statutory registers, please get in touch with us.